Have you ever noticed how the quietest person in the room often draws the most attention? While others talk, laugh loudly, and try to stand out, there's always someone sitting calmly, speaking only when necessary, and somehow people feel curious about them. There's something powerful about silence. It's not emptiness, it's depth. In a world full of noise where everyone is trying to be heard, silence becomes rare, and anything rare naturally becomes valuable. Silent people don't compete for attention, yet they often receive it effortlessly. Today we're going to explore why silent people are often seen as more attractive, more intriguing, and sometimes even more powerful than those who constantly seek attention. Silence creates mystery, and mystery is one of the strongest forms of attraction. Human nature is built on curiosity. When we don't fully understand someone, we naturally want to know more about them. Talkative people often reveal everything quickly, their thoughts, their opinions, their stories. But silent people don't. They leave space. They leave questions unanswered, and those gaps invite imagination. When someone is quiet, we start wondering, what are they thinking? Why don't they speak much? Are they shy, confident, intelligent, or simply observant? This curiosity pulls people in. It's like a puzzle we feel the need to solve. The less someone reveals, the more others want to discover. And that is where attraction begins. Silent people often appear more confident. At first, this might seem surprising. But think about it. Someone who doesn't feel the need to constantly talk, impress, or prove themselves shows a kind of inner stability. They are comfortable in their own presence. Confidence isn't always loud. In fact, true confidence is often quiet. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't try to dominate conversations. Instead, it sits calmly, without seeking validation. Silent people don't chase attention. They attract it, and when they do speak, their words carry weight. People listen more carefully because they know this person doesn't speak just for the sake of it. Every word feels intentional. Silence also reflects emotional control. In today's world, people react instantly. They argue, over-explain, and sometimes lose control in emotional situations. But a silent person often pauses, observes, and thinks before responding. This creates an image of maturity and wisdom. Imagine two people in a heated situation. One reacts loudly, speaks without thinking, and loses control. The other remains calm, speaks slowly, and chooses their words carefully. Who seems more powerful? The silent one, because control is power, and silence is often a sign of that control.
They don't waste it on unnecessary conversations or constant explanations. This gives them a calm strength. They don't appear desperate for attention. Instead, they seem composed and in control. And interestingly, they stand out without trying. In a world where everyone is trying to be noticed, someone who isn't trying becomes the most noticeable. Silent people often prefer meaningful conversations over small talk. They may not talk often, but when they do, it's thoughtful. This leads to deeper and more genuine relationships. They are also harder to read, and this unpredictability keeps people interested. At the same time, silence reflects independence. Quiet individuals don't rely on others for validation. They are comfortable being alone. And this independence is highly attractive because it shows they are complete on their own. Silent people often have a strong presence, even without speaking. Their calmness, focus, and controlled energy make them noticeable. They also earn respect because they don't speak unnecessarily. It shows discipline and thoughtfulness. By speaking less, they also avoid many unnecessary mistakes. They think before they speak, which prevents regret and misunderstandings. When they give compliments, those words feel genuine and powerful. And finally, silent people often have rich inner worlds. They spend time thinking, imagining, and reflecting. This makes them more creative and more interesting. Now, it's important to understand something. Being silent doesn't mean being weak, shy, or socially awkward. True silence is a choice. There's a difference between being quiet because you're afraid and being quiet because you're confident. Attraction doesn't come from silence alone. It comes from the energy behind it. A confident silence is attractive. An insecure silence is not. So how can someone develop this? Listen more than you speak. Think before you talk. Become comfortable with silence. Build inner confidence. Observe your surroundings. And speak with purpose. Finally, remember this. Attraction is not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about being the most memorable. And sometimes, the most memorable person is the one who said the least, but made everyone feel the most. Silence is not emptiness. It is presence. It is not weakness. It is control. It is not absence. It is depth. So the next time you see a silent person, don't assume they have nothing to